All right, so we're here today with another episode of the Konnectivity Podcast, and I've got another amazing guest aboard today, Brittany Holt, young entrepreneur, business owner, business mentor, always providing value. And I always love what you're doing on social media. Love seeing your posts. Always encouraging people. How you doing today, Brittany?
Aw, thank you so much. I'm doing so good. And I just want to say thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I think it's absolutely amazing what you do for the community and the edification process that you always do. And really, recognizing businesses and business owners and mentors and whatnot. And I just think it's wonderful. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. If I could blush, I would right now. Thankfully, I can't. But why don't we get right into it? So why don't you tell us a little bit about your business?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll kind of bring you back 3 years ago when I first started this, and I was actually approached by it because it's just crazy how all of it happened, actually. So I was straight out of high school at the time, and I was working as a waitress, and I wasn't quite sure what I really wanted to do with my life, but I have a huge passion for traveling, and I also have a huge passion for helping others pursue whatever it is that they're looking for in life. I think it's really important to, always be coming from a place of serving others, and ultimately it's just going to come and funnel right back to you. So it was that December that I was actually approached by a random Instagram message one day from this lady who was all the way over in the UK. I had no idea who she was, but she was like, "Hey, I'm looking for girls to join me on this global venture. You look great. Do you want to hop on a call?" So I was like, "I have no idea who you are, but let's do it." So we hopped on a call, and she took me through a presentation. It was almost like a light bulb had went off in my head, and it was everything that I was looking for that I didn't really necessarily know that I was. What I saw at the time was something that would allow me the time and financial freedom to go away and travel, and be able to book a flight on Friday if I really wanted to. But within the 3 years that I've been doing this, it's grown into so much more. And so within 2 months of partnering, I flew over to England from my little small town in southern Alberta. I'm from a town about 2,000, 3,000 people. And that event changed everything for me. So our company's name is called New Skin Enterprises. We are a beauty, skincare, and healthcare company. We've been around since 1984, so we're definitely reputable and trustworthy. And going to this event really just did solidify me that I made the right decision. And so 8 months after that, I actually transitioned into doing New Skin full time. I left that waitressing job because who wants to be a waitress for the rest of their life? And I actually moved to Germany. I lived in Germany for about 8 months, growing my business there. I lived in England for 2 months doing the same. Now I'm back home, and I've grown a global organization across the world. And I'm so grateful for it.
Wow, that's an amazing story. I didn't even know that you lived out in Europe for a couple of years. That's wild. Mm-hmm. So let's take it back a little bit. So what made you hop on that call with that stranger that you've never met? Like, have you always just been that type of person that was just curious, or what enticed you and made you want to do it?
Yeah, so I think that, I don't know, I'm just a very spontaneous person in general. Like, my family would definitely tell you that. Like, I'm definitely, out of my siblings, the one that's always a little bit different, a little bit edgy and whatnot. And so I'm always and I've always been one to just step outside my comfort zone and go against the norm. And, I think that the norm to do once you go out of graduate high school and whatnot is to go to school, go to university and whatnot. And that's just something that I wasn't super passionate about. And so I saw this opportunity, and it was so unique and it was so different and something that I had never seen before. And I loved that. And I also, after I got on the call with her, and I learned more about the company and whatnot, and I went away and I was asking people around me, "Hey, do you know who Nu Skin is? Do you know who Nu Skin is?" And they all told me no. Some people would have seen that as a red flag, but I saw that as opportunity and potential. I saw that as okay, awesome. I'm going to be the first one to tell you about it because I know that I can make a difference in your life. I know I can make a difference in my life. And, with our company as well, we do have big incentives that we do around the world. From the outside looking in, it might just look like we sell products on social media, but it's actually so much more. We've got incentives that we do, in initiatives over in Malawi and in China and whatnot, really centering around children and helping them out with that. And so when I saw that and the passion that our company has, I just really, I don't know, something inside me just was you need to do this. Because as I said in the beginning of this, I really think that service is something that's super important, and that's what this business is all about, whether it be, helping others with financial situations, because we all go through it. Some people are stuck in jobs that they're treated badly in, and there are places around the world that need our help, and that's really what our business does center around. So yeah, we've got great products, but we also have a massive heart too. So that's what really struck me.
That's awesome. Yeah. So it's kind of like an intuitive feeling. And,
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet you're glad that you listened to that feeling and took that chance.
Definitely.
So you said you lived in Germany for a few years and another place?
Yeah, so I lived in Germany for about 8 months, and then I lived in England for 2 months as well. And so, like I said, I have a huge passion for traveling, and this, like, literally just work from your phone. Like, it's location independent, so it's really nice that I can just pick it up wherever. And so, yeah, I was in Germany for about 8 months, just went by myself. I packed my life up into 2 suitcases, and that was a huge step out of my comfort zone too.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like causes you to grow, though, and I think that is something that everyone kind of needs to go through. You got to put yourself in uncomfortable positions in order to grow and to flourish. And I did that when I was 19. So it definitely like really caused me to
That's
grow.
crazy, especially coming from your small town. You said off air, you said it's a population of what, about 3,000?
Yeah,
And
about 3,000, 4,000.
and then moving to a giant city at the age of 19 without
Yeah.
your family with you. So like, what was that like? What were you feeling leading into that? Was it more so excitement, nerves? And how was the experience? How did it help you grow as an entrepreneur?
Definitely. I think that it helped me massively, and it's taught me so many things, but most importantly, I think it's taught me that I can do hard things, and that, like you really do. I really do think that it takes going through something to realize certain things as well. And it realized, like, I'm so thankful and grateful for the entire experience. There were some ups, there were some downs for sure, but um, yeah, I think that it caused me to grow because I was alone, of course, and it was kind of like I had to just depend on myself. I didn't really have anybody to rely on. But I met the most amazing people as well, and I think that's what's so wonderful about, like, I guess, the network marketing, like, industry in general too, is that you're constantly networking with people. And I think that, like, one thing I really picked up on was because I was in Germany, I don't speak the language, so it was really hard for me to communicate. But even if people don't speak the same language as you, they're always willing to help, and they're super kind. Like, I've been in situations where, like, I was in the middle of a train station at 4 a.m. by myself, and I missed my train, and I was sobbing. And, like, this girl from Geneva, she saw that I was, and she was trying to feed me a croissant. And I was like, no, like, I don't need a croissant. She's like, let me help you out. And I was like, okay. And so, yeah, she helped me, but she, of course, couldn't speak English, but, like, I could tell that she wanted to help me. And that really did, like, touch my heart too. So yeah, overall, it was just a great experience. And, like, the lady who got me started with Nu Skin, she's from the UK, and so lots of my team is over there, and so it's really nice. Like, I know if I were to call any of them right now, and said I was coming to England, they would all take me into their home. So yeah.
That's awesome. So how's your German now? Did you pick up anything from your friends out there?
A little bit. Hello. Scheisen.
Okay, that's not bad. And before you made this big move, had you done much traveling before, or was this kind of your first experience into a new world?
Yeah, no. So, like, growing up, my parents got divorced at a very young age, and so I'm super grateful. Love my family. We've got a great family, but we never really got to go away and travel. Like, lots of my friends' family and whatnot, they would always be going away on, like, vacations and traveling here and there with family, and that's just something that we didn't really do. And so when I turned 18, I actually got to go on, like, one grad trip. So I went over to Cuba, and that was amazing. And I knew ever since there, like, that was something that I just always wanted to do. And I wanted to be able to find something that was going to allow me the freedom and luxury of choice every single day to, decide where ultimately I'm going to go. So no, I hadn't traveled before that. So going to Germany, it was, like I said, I'm just a spontaneous person, and the opportunity was there. So I just took it.
That's what's up. So is business and entrepreneurship what you always saw yourself doing, or did you see yourself doing something else before you found this opportunity?
Well, that's a really good question, because I actually started out of high school. Like I was saying, I think that when you're coming out of high school, the norm and what you get told by your parents and whatnot is, you need to go to school in order to be successful. You need to get a huge degree in order to earn lots of money. And I definitely think those are like money blocks and money blueprints that you kind of have to get over. And that's something that I've had to experience in my own entrepreneurial journey and whatnot. But so straight out of high school, I actually applied to the University of Lethbridge just because it was what my friends were doing. You know, they were all going to school, they were getting accepted. And so I kind of thought like, oh, my friends are doing it, like I need to do it. And so I did, and I got accepted. I was going to be a teacher, which I don't even know where I got that from. But I was like, yeah, teaching sounds great. And so, yeah, I got the acceptance letter, and I just like thought to myself, I was like, you know what, this is not what I want to do. Like, I really want to travel. So I'm just going to pick up this waitressing job. And then I did, and it ultimately led me to this. So I guess, I don't know, I feel like your path is kind of set for you already. You just don't really know yet. And as you go on in your journey and you reflect back onto, you know, your path, like it's all kind of set in stone and for you, and what you're doing each and every day is getting you to where you need to go. So although some people might be in a position and working for a job that maybe they don't necessarily want to be in right now, it could also be helping them get to where they need to be, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
like
sure.
If I didn't pick up that waitressing job, I probably wouldn't have ever ended up with New Skin. So
Yeah, for sure. All right. So you said you also spent 2 months out in the UK with the lady who introduced you to this opportunity initially. I'm sure she did a lot of mentoring and coaching and a lot of guidance. How important would you say mentorship is and has been to your personal growth?
I think mentorship is extremely important. And, you know, I wasn't super into mindset, personal development, and mentors in general when I first started this, because I don't know, that was just something that I just wasn't aware of. But once her name is Louise, and she's just absolutely amazing. And I think mentors, they're just wonderful people because they believe in you before you even believe in yourself. And they're able to take you to a place that you've never really been before, like mentally and kind of emotionally, just because they do believe in you. And like, I feel like I'm getting emotional right now, even talking about it. But it's just super impactful because, you know, we often say that leaders know the way, show the way, and go the way. And, you know, that's exactly what she's done for myself and thousands of other people. And it does have a huge impact because they've basically paved the road before you, and they're helping you throughout your entire journey. And so, you know, she's paying it forward to others. And that's exactly, I just learned from her because I know that success leaves clues. And so, you know, if I can pay that forward and do the exact same for others and mentor people and help them out of their own situations, because I know how much that meant for me, for Louise to do that is just, yeah, it's huge. So it's definitely a huge impact.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. It wasn't until I got a mentor that I was able to, you know, scale my business up. Just being able to see someone who's already done it, and you
Absolutely.
know, who's already made the mistakes that you're about to make, and just kind of guide you through that. It's just it's priceless information that you could get. So yeah, so you've been able to achieve a certain level of success with your business already. Are there any keys or anything in particular that you can point out that has led to your current success?
I think that it really does just come down to self-belief and working together, because you ultimately can't do it alone. Really finding your culture of people that you vibe with and that you connect with, and that you know, have the same values and vision as you do, and just really running with them on that. Like, I don't think that there's like a secret pill or like a secret big secret or anything like that. I think it really just ultimately comes down to consistency, showing up every single day, you know, even when it's super hard. Like, I firmly believe that leaders are born in the dips when it's hard and it's rough. And like, I've been in dips so many times in my business. And I think oftentimes people look at leaders or mentors that they look up to, and they just see where they are. They don't see the journey that it took to get there. And, you know, like, I know myself, I've been through so many dips, and I know it was necessary for me to go through those low times so that I could teach my team how to get out of them, because I know that they're going to go through them as well too. So I think it's just being able to work through the hard days, because there are going to be days that you are like, oh my gosh, like not every day I wake up and I'm like, let's do this, like high energy, definitely not. But that's where I think you really need to get into the right mind frame. Personal development, mindset, 100%, I think is a huge key to it. You really do need to be filling your cup up first before you pour onto others, and just getting in a consistent routine of it, because location has energy and time has memory. So doing your mindset and personal development in a place that, you know, you feel good, and that, you know, not like sitting on the couch or anything like that. Like I'm in my office right now, you know, because location has energy, and I do my mindset and my gratitudes and everything at the same time every single day, because time has memory. And it's just like when you get hungry at the same time every single day too, you know? So I think that that is such a crucial part, and is definitely a big reason, I guess, to why my success. And of course, like my amazing team too, like they're all just wonderful people. And I would have never met them if it weren't for this business too. So that's the most wonderful thing, is the relationships you create. So
Yeah, that's awesome. And I really like that quote. So location has energy, time has memory.
yeah, location has energy and time has memory. Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Did you want to share any of your, I guess, daily habits or anything that you try to practice consistently to help, you know, get you to where you want to be?
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely waking up at an early time is good. Of course, if you're not going to bed, if you're waking up late, sorry, and you're sleeping in until 11, you know, I definitely feel like your physiology affects your psychology. And so like think about when you sleep in and you're being lazy, like you're not going to show up 100% for your business, for your people. You're not going to be able to provide as much service to those around you if you're not vibrating on the right frequency. You know what I mean? And so waking up early, definitely, like within our team, it's really great. We actually get provided with free training, and that's something I forgot to mention. This was all entirely free. Like I started because I hopped on a call with a girl. She told me it was free to start. I was like, this is no money to make money. Let's do it. So I didn't pay a cent into my business, and we were provided with free training. And so every single day for the month of September, we actually had boot camps at 6:30 a.m. And so we were up early watching boot camps. It's just on Facebook. So it's great, you know, with the way everything's been going on, like technology and social media is a huge trend. So all the tools and resources you need are at your fingertips with this as well, which is really great. So being able to wake up early, watch the training, and then I always, like, I'm a huge believer in like crystals and whatnot. So I've got some crystals beside me. I've got my vision board. I've got my goal board right behind me. And I do my mindset, my gratitudes, my personal development here, because like I said, you just got to be in the right mind frame, because I kind of like to think of it as like you need to protect your passion. Because like if you think about it, before warriors go out to battle, they got to put on their armor, right? And that's kind of how I think of it with this business and entrepreneurs in general. Like you really do need to put on your armor every single day. So that would be your mindset, your personal development, your gratitude before you go out into the world, because people are mean. You're going to get told no, you know, like not everyone's going to agree with what you're doing. And some people might come at you with negative thoughts. And like, if they do, like, that's fine, because you put on your armor, you did your mindset, you did your personal development, like you're good. Like you're not going to get affected by anybody else, because you focused on you first, and you fed your brain first. And so, yeah, that's definitely, I think, basically what my morning routine would be. And then also going to the gym, of course, because your physiology affects your psychology. So
Sure. Wow. A lot of golden nuggets in there. Thank you. Thanks for sharing all that. So in terms of a business, how have you guys been affected by COVID-19? Like, have you guys been affected at all? And if so, how have you been able to adjust and adapt to that?
Yeah, so this has obviously been such a crazy time that we were going through with COVID. I really don't remember what life was like before this, but honestly, like my heart goes out to absolutely everyone that was affected, like with COVID. It's been, I've heard some like stories of it being very challenging and businesses liquidizing and whatnot, but I know that we have felt incredibly grateful that we have actually been okay. We didn't get affected whatsoever by COVID. And I truly think it's just because we do focus on technology and social media, and we're also centered on like our products, our personal care products. So they're products that people are using day in, day out. You know, we've got anything ranging from hair, skin, teeth to nails that we're able to drop ship our products directly to your doorstep, so nobody has to leave their home. So we actually saw a significantly high and huge increase within our sales, within the amount of people who are wanting to work remotely, work from home. I think because, you know, people realize like, oh my gosh, this is like anything can happen at any given moment. And, it's really important to take in consideration all of that. And so we honestly weren't affected by it whatsoever. If anything, we increased dramatically because everybody was looking for personal care products. Nobody wants to leave their home. We can drop ship products directly to you. And also, we're coming from a place of love. We're coming from a place of, service, and we have something that can help people who lost their jobs. This is entirely free to get started. And so it's no money to make money, and you're able to do it at the touch of a button. So it didn't negatively impact our business whatsoever.
That's amazing. Not many people can say that.
I know. And that's why, like, we just come from a place of love as well too. Like, of course my heart goes out to everyone that was affected, but like, we can help them, and that's where so.
Wow, that's dope. And I mean, I feel like that's the way of the future. I feel like, or at least I hope that, with everything that's happened, it's kind of a wake up call for people that, you have to be able to be self-sufficient, provide for yourself. Because who knows, your working privileges could be taken away any day. And it's like, what are you going to do? We can't just be living off of Daddy Trudeau's money
That's
for the rest of our lives.
Oh my God. You really do have to safeguard your future. And like, oh my goodness, it's just, I completely agree with you.
Cool. So question for you.
Yes.
Do you feel like it's tougher as a female entrepreneur breaking into the entrepreneurial scene? Or I guess a better way to phrase it is, what are some of the challenges that you see and that you faced and have had to overcome as a female?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good question. So I definitely think that women are underestimated, just to kind of begin with. And again, me talking about like money mindsets and money blueprints. And so, when you're little, certain things that you hear are, the men make more money, or like, like my dad is an incredibly hard worker, but I saw him bring in all the money and whatnot. And so like when you're growing up, these situations around you, especially as a woman in general, like you might just get this blueprint in your mind that, you're not worthy enough of earning all this money. You're not worthy enough of, making a change and a difference in your life. You need to depend on a man to do so. And that's certainly not it. But someone who hasn't really focused on mindset and personal development, or maybe it's the environment that you're surrounding yourself in. Like I love the quote that you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. I think that quote definitely speaks volumes. And so once I started, like I've never had the mindset of like, a guy can do anything better than I can. Like I've always been like, I don't know, I'm super competitive and whatnot. So I guess I've never really had that mindset. But coming into the entrepreneurial world, definitely intimidating, especially with my industry in general. The direct sales industry, it's definitely one that people sometimes have a negative perception looking into, just because they hear their cousins, dogs, aunts, cats, mom had a bad experience with network marketing and they tried it for 2 weeks and they're not a millionaire. And so, like you'll get told these negative opinions, and it's just people's perceptions, but I think that it just comes down to, again, self-belief is just such a huge thing. And you really do just have to believe in yourself and believe that you can do hard things, and surround yourself with the people that, I don't know, are going to lift you up and take you to a place you've never been, like a mentor is, like we were talking about at the beginning of this. And, our community is a whole bunch of women empowering women, and us women are strong, like we're powerful, like we can make moves. And I absolutely love that, and so of course you're never going to feel 100% confident doing something that you've never really done before. But if you do not step outside of that comfort zone and you just stick to the norm, and, you're never really going to grow. And you have these passions and goals for a reason. Like, if you want to go and be this huge multi-millionaire owner of this company, CEO, like you have that dream and that vision for a reason, but it's external factors that are telling you that you can't do it. And so that's when you just literally need to just block out absolutely everyone and what they're saying and what they're doing, and just really focus on you and your lane, because you're powerful and you can do anything that, you set your mind to, definitely. But yeah, I guess like, I don't even know, like with my dad too, my dad would always still ask me, like up until a couple months ago, like, Britt, when are you going to school? When are you going to school? And maybe it's just like an old school mindset that my dad has. Yeah, I think that if you believe in something and you have a passion for it, just stick with it, because I promise you, it's not overnight success, but it will come, especially if you've got a heart and, you're leading in a place of service of others too.
For sure, for sure. And I 1000% agree with you that, you can do anything you want as long as you put your mind to it. I've never been of the belief that, men are smarter than women or, more entrepreneurial, because I grew up with a single mom, and my mom is my biggest inspiration.
Absolutely.
She's the biggest hustler I know,
I
so
love
I've
that.
seen,
Aw,
yeah, I've seen her, get out of, tough situations and, just make something happen all the time. So I
definitely.
know how strong women are, and I know how strong the will of women are. And I really hope, for all the ladies listening to this, that, they do feel empowered to take that next step on their entrepreneurial journey. Um,
Definitely, I 100% agree with you because my mom too, like I said, my parents are divorced, and like I've lived with my mom since they were divorced, and I totally can agree with you with that. Moms are just amazing in
yeah,
general. Like they're so powerful,
for sure.
but yeah, I agree.
Do you have, are there any other inspirations in your life? Anybody else that you look up to that's really inspired you?
I definitely like I said, like sorry that we were talking about earlier, like my mentor Louise. So I definitely look up to her massively, just because she has inspired thousands of women to do exactly what she's doing, and I aspire to inspire to do that, And so her, and then other multimillionaires and whatnot within our own business. And, they don't even have to be millionaires, to be completely honest with you. Of course, they're super impactful because they've done huge things within our business. But lots of the girls that I work alongside as well, too, like I'm super inspired by them and like their drive and their passion and you can learn something from like everyone. And that's the best thing about this business too, is that you're forever a student. Like even 3 years in, I'm not naive enough to think that I know absolutely everything and that I can't learn from another girl, because 100% I can. We all bring something so unique to the table, and yeah, we can influence others in that way. But I think that those two are definitely the main, like Louise, and then another girl that I was thinking about earlier, her name's Rebecca. She's amazing as well. But yeah, that's all I can really think of off the top of my head, besides my mom too. But
Awesome. That's awesome. Cool. So we'll start wrapping this up. I know you're a busy lady. Don't want to keep you for too long.
no worries.
Um,
Sorry if I've talked too much.
no worries. No worries. You've provided a lot of valuable information. So customary, what we like to do is just in conclusion, we always want to end things on a high note. So just wondering if you have any words of positivity for people out there, because, apparently there's a second wave of COVID going on right now. A lot of people are, in tight financial situations. So yeah, I just want to spread, positivity, inspiration. If you have any words for anybody listening, our audience. So we have listeners in Canada. Surprisingly, we have some listeners in Hong Kong,
Oh,
UK.
that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's, yeah, the power of the internet is crazy. So yeah, you got a global audience tuning in.
Awesome, perfect. Well, I definitely think that just with the way that the world is transitioning, we are seeing a lot more online activity come forward. It's definitely becoming more and more of a trend. And I just want to say that you don't need to have 1 million followers. You don't need to, be some huge influencer to make an impact on the lives of those around you and your life as well. Like, sometimes you might post a picture on Instagram and you get 20 likes, but you post the same picture on your story and you get 200 views. And the moral of the story is that people don't always like you, but they're watching you. So keep working, be urgent in your actions and patient in your results. And most people want the opposite. They're patient with their actions and want quick, urgent results. So just take massive action, put your head down, believe in yourself, and you'll do amazing things.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Brittany. Yeah, this has been amazing. And, I'll definitely have to have you on another time.
No, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you.
All right, cool. Take care.